If you do have time to spend working with a Malinois, they can be excellent dogs. They're going to be loyal, really loyal. They're very smart. They can do basically anything because they have the right body and the right build for things like agility, dock diving, and things like that. They're extremely athletic. Hey friends, this is Martin Wright from Argos Dog Training, and today we're going to look at Pet Finder, and we're going to look specifically in this episode at the Belgian Malinois and some of the Belgian Malinois that we're able to find on Pet Finder. So if you're watching this video and you're wondering what the most important things if you're going to adopt a Malinois are, one is the fact that they are strongly bred in order to be protective. Two is that they have a ton of energy, and that you're going to need to, work with them mentally and physically every single day of the year in order to be able to relieve some of that energy well into life. So we're talking about years of this, where you're exercising them always. They have to be a pretty big part of your life. They're not a dog that you could just, kind of put them on a placemat and just hang out with them for like an hour a day. They're going to need more than that. If a person does not spend time with Malinois, they can damage your house, they could damage your body, they could be generally disrespectful and disregard all of the conventions, rules, boundaries, and expectations that we have for pet dogs. They could be bad with people coming to the house, really bad. They could be aggressive, they could become shy. These dogs can become shy and anxious as well if they're not getting what they need from us. Yeah, a lot of the times dogs like this, because they have so much energy, and if we don't pay energy, they end up getting tied out to trees, or they end up spending a lot of time in the crate, which also adds to their problems because the problem is energy, and now they're confined, and that means the energy is just building up more. Okay, so let's look at this dog on Pet Finder named Shelby. Shelby's a good looking dog. I'll flip through this. The photos we have of Shelby. Yep. Shelby, that looks like Shelby's at a vet. All right, Shelby's running in the back. It looks like she's running. She has a thing in her mouth laying down. There's a video here, but before we click on that video and take a look at her, let's see what it says about her. All right, Shelby. All right, so it is a Belgian Malinois. Shelby, she is a Belgian Malinois. So yeah, they can be friendly, they can be loyal, they can be playful, they definitely can be protective, they can be athletic as well, and dignified, I guess so. Why not? Coat length, medium, okay, house trained, yes. It says here, for health, up to date on vaccination, spayed and neutered. It also says special needs. That's interesting. Good home, other dogs and children. But we have to take all those things with a grain of salt because every dog, when they go into a different environment, they will behave differently. A dog is going to behave differently if it's at my mom's house and my mom is taking care of the dog versus if the dog is at my house and I'm taking care of the dog. The dog is going to behave differently because the environment is different. All right, let's see what this little write-up about Shelby says. Meet Shelby. Hi, I'm Shelby. I'm 11-month-old purebred Belgian Malinois, and I'm as sweet and smart as they come. I was brought to the shelter after being thrown out of a moving vehicle. Didn't break anything, but I have a pinched nerve, which gives me a wonky gait on my back end. My x-rays show that I am orthopedically solid, and the vet says it is not degenerative. Watch me run and play in the video. Okay, I will do that. I'm also checking with my person. I would love to try agility, nose work, search and rescue, dock diving, anything that lets me show off my mad skills. Okay, so we got a lot there. Obviously, Shelby did not type this. Humans typed this. So let's take a look at the video before we make any other comments here. All right, so clicking that now. Okay, I definitely see that there's back end problems here. You see how she's jumping and running where both back feet come together? Her tail is also low. She looks like she likes the dog, and that is good. I know that they said that she's been out orthopedically checked and all that, but a dog does not.
Don't jump on her any more than you want her to jump on you.
You see, yeah, I don't know. So I know that they said that she's orthopedically sound, but there clearly is issues with pain here.
The dog touches her spine.
Right? There's clearly issues with pain here. I don't know if she's been thrown out of a moving car. That's what they said. She could have been found by the road. She could have been hit by, I don't know. Maybe they seen somebody. Maybe somebody picked her up after seeing her thrown out the window by the road. But I definitely see that there's problems there and there's nervousness there with the other dog. Dogs like this, we have to be careful with, because if there is pain, that pain can lead to aggression, and she's definitely significantly limping. All right, so that is something that I want us to be aware of. Now, they said that they want her to do, or she wants to do agility and nose work and search and rescue. Nose work, sure. Agility, it might be good for her to do it, but I don't think you have a champion dog here. Dock diving, I would not let this dog jump off of docks with that back end. You know, so these things all sound good, but whoever takes this dog in has to realize that the dog is significantly damaged, you know, physically. Not mentally, maybe, not emotionally, maybe, but physically. And if the dog is in pain, then that can lead to behavioral issues as well. In the write-up about the dog, it says that she's very much of her breed. We have to remember that Belgian Malinois are bred a lot of the times to do police work, military work. They're bred to be more mouthy and to be willing and able to use their mouth very confidently. If a dog is in pain and it's a Malinois, even when a Malinois is not in pain, you have to expect more play biting, more nibbling than you would from nearly any other breed. You know, so that is something to keep in mind. But if it's in pain, then that could really change the situation. Yeah, I like Shelby a lot. If I was gonna adopt Shelby, who would be the best person for Shelby? Probably somebody maybe in their middle-aged couple, middle-aged family, that has a little bit of extra income, that's ready to be able to spend it on vet bills and things like that if necessary, surgeries, operations, and things like that if they become necessary. Watching the dog run, that dog is not very fast. The Doberman that was running with the dog is clearly much faster. You know, I would want that for a one dog household or a household with an older dog who's not gonna jump all over her back end and cause more stress and trauma to the dog. So yeah, that is what I think about Shelby. Good dog in the right situation. Very much a pet dog. As far as for training for Shelby, normal communication and obedience training is going to be very good. Because she's a young dog mentally, although physically there are issues, I would focus on things like teaching her how to calm down and teaching her the value in being calm, you know, because she's going to want to move around a lot. Being that she is a Malinois. As you're training her in our normal training, heel, sit, down, come, we have to be cautious that we don't have her do too many, at least in my opinion, too many repetitive actions, you know, that involve the back end. We want to make sure she understands the commands, but once again, this is not a dog that I would think would be a champion obedience dog or would be able to put in those kind of reps to be able to get to that kind of level. All right, so definitely training is going to be important with this dog, but it's not going to be the same kind of training as a dog that is completely healthy. I would not use this dog for protection work. I would not use this dog for any really strenuous activities. I do think agility is a good idea, but it's more, it'll be more used as therapy and to exercise the dog more than trying to have her go fast through all these things and all that. I would not want to push it too hard unless she starts carrying weight the way that she's supposed to, the way that a normal dog will move around. Okay, so we're going to look at a different dog named Adelaide here. Adelaide is also a Malinois. She's also found on Pet Finder. Let's see what happens here. Oh, Adelaide is from Quincy, Massachusetts, which is very close to where I am. Yeah. She's a young female, large, brown and chocolate. All right. Characteristics. She's affectionate, loyal, playful, smart, loves kisses, friendly, gentle, funny, dignified. Okay. She is house trained, vaccinated, and up to date, spayed and neutered. She is good in homes with other dogs, cats, which is rare for Malinois, and children. The adoption fee here is $800, which is quite a large fee for an adopted dog. That is a lot, for a dog that we're adopting and not purchasing, in my opinion. Meet Adelaide. So this is what is written about her. Adelaide is a 2-year-old sweet Belgian Malinois who was returned into a high kill shelter by her previous owner as they did not have the time for her. She became the shelter's favorite, evaded euthanasia with her great manners, friendly, and loving disposition. Finally, after 4 months of staying confined in the shelter, Adelaide found her foster home where she is currently having a great time. Adelaide is treat motivated and will do anything for treats. She gets along with other dogs in the foster home, but will let them know when she is annoyed by their behavior, such as jumping into her space. She loves being petted and having attention. She loves her humans and does not shy away from showing it. Being a young Belgian Malinois, Adelaide is very active and needs a job or to be worked with mental stimulation to wear her out, or a daycare. Having a second high energy pup to play with her will help too. We will prefer her to go to a home where she's not left alone all day, or one where she gets the privilege to go to daycare. Adelaide is very adorable, incredibly smart, and very stunning. She's also very strong, 48 pounds, so needs a strong handler to control her. Okay. She is fully vaccinated, spayed, microchipped. She is kept on heartworm and flea preventing, even though she is currently being fostered in Texas. I thought she was in Quincy. She is heartworm negative and can travel to your state, even Canada. We prefer Malinois experienced home for Adelaide. A yard must be fully adequately fenced to be considered for our pups. We do not accept electronic underground fence. Please send a complete application, yada, yada, yada. I don't feel like reading any more of that. So that is what is said about this dog. A couple things I want to make a point of mentioning. One is that I recommend to all of my clients not to send their dogs to daycare. Daycare generally, in most cases, are places where dogs can go, where sometimes there's 40 or 50 dogs in a room with one human, or outside in the field with one human. And 40 or 50 dogs is hard for one person to control, or hard for one person to really keep safe. So they definitely have to be aware of that. And this is a dog that you don't want to have practicing unwanted behavior. This is a dog that you don't want to get jumped. This is a dog that you want to make sure that they have good interactions with people and with other dogs. Definitely. I do not recommend daycare in general. I used to have a structured daycare, but we'd have one person in for every 10 dogs in the room, and we would practice, different things so that we were able to keep the dogs safe. It was not a free-for-all and just play all day in our daycare, and I only did it because my clients, I was a younger trainer, my clients at the time really wanted that daycare, and that was before I decided that really we should stick with what dogs do naturally, which is not send out one member from the family to go to a central location and play with adult members from surrounding families. That is not natural for dogs. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the daycare thing. Another thing that I am not a big fan of is she is very strong, so she needs a strong hand to control her. No, I don't want to use my muscles in order to be able to control a dog. I want to communicate with the dog. I want to set up structure. I want to train the dog so that way it doesn't rely on my muscles to be able to control her. She does need training, you know, and her owners, her people are going to also need to be trained, need to train themselves, need to be working, you know, with people who are smart dog handlers so that way they could learn quickly all the things that they need to know in order to be able to take a dog like this, a healthy 2-year-old Malinois, into their home. Remember, Malinois are dogs that were bred, you know, for military service a lot of the time, and we have to keep that in mind. All right, let's see what some pictures, some photos. Oh, nice looking dog here. Yep, nice looking dog. It looks like all these photos. She's tied to something here. Very good looking dog. Clearly a clear. Wow, this is really a real Malinois. All right, so keep that in mind. Let's look at the video while we're here. All right, so this 2-year-old dog, she looks really young. She looks very small, attractive dog. Ears back, tongue out. She looks friendly, like she wants to be petted by the person who's petting her. All of this is very good. Right, so I think, yeah, that's the whole video. Not much of her movement. I couldn't like see her move or anything like that, but she looks healthy. And when you have a healthy Malinois, you have a healthy Malinois. Definitely dog trainers. Speaking to a dog trainer when you're checking out Pet Finder or when you're adopting a dog is a good idea. A lot of dog training services, if you contact them early, they will be able to schedule times for them to be able to talk to you about adopting dogs and help you to select the right dog for your family. Remember that the shelter are trying to move dogs out, especially $800 dogs. They're trying to get those dogs out, you know, quickly. They may think that you have a home, you have a fence, you know, you have a strong hand, this dog will be perfect for you, when maybe it might not. If I'm a couch potato, if I'm a person who just, you know, like wolfy looking dogs, dogs that kind of have pointy ears and pointy noses and that kind of fur, but at the same time, I know that I'm not big into walking, I'm not big into tug of war, I'm not big into playing with dogs, I'm not gonna get out year round with the dog, then this probably is not the right dog for you or right breed for you. You know, while a shelter might just look at you and see that you have the right situation, but don't check into making sure that you have the right temperament and personality for the dog. That's something a dog trainer, before they recommend the dog to you, will most likely be looking at. If you like what you see here today, then definitely click the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Check out the other videos that we have in the channel, the description below to check out our other social media outlets. You could also find me at argostraining.com, and you could email me there if you'd like to, if you have questions. Till next time, enjoy your day and enjoy your dog.